Before we begin today's video, I would like to let you know about some of the other videos we have. If you enjoy creepy legends, true crime, and cryptids, please subscribe and visit the channel after this video. Myra Hindley was called the most evil woman in Britain. In the 1960s, she assisted in the sexual assault and the murder of 5 children in what would come to be known as the Moors murders. Hindley maintains that her abusive lover Ian Brady made her do it. Where does the truth lie? Hindley grew up poor and was frequently beaten by her father. Her father encouraged her to use violence to solve conflicts outside the home as well. In 1961, Myra Hindley met Ian Brady. Brady was a store clerk. She was working as a typist. She was obsessed with Brady, despite the fact that he had a criminal record. On their first date, Brady took Hindley to watch a movie about the Nuremberg trials. Brady had a fascination with the Nazis. He and Hindley would meet up on their lunch breaks and read to each other from a book about Nazi atrocities. Brady had a strong influence over Hindley. She bleached her hair and started wearing dark lipstick to achieve the Aryan ideal look. Hindley knew Brady was cruel and selfish, but something drew her to him. She desperately wanted him to love her. The pair spent their time together talking about committing crimes and imagining what they would do with the money. Brady included Hindley in his plans to sexually assault and murder someone in order to test her loyalty. Their first victim was 16-year-old Pauline Reed. They took Pauline Reed to Saddleworth Moor, an isolated area 15 miles outside of Manchester. After they arrived, Hindley offered up a ruse to get her away from the road and into the reeds. Once they were far enough away from the road, Brady sexually assaulted her. When he was done, he cut her throat. Then Brady and Hindley buried Pauline Reed on the moor. They did this 2 more times. John Kilbride and Keith Bennett also fell into Hindley and Brady's trap. Then, in December 1964, the couple would commit their most heinous crime. Ian Brady and Myra Hindley convinced a young girl, Leslie Ann Downey, to help them unload groceries from their car after they found her alone at a fair. They abducted her, took her to Hindley's grandmother's house. The young girl was undressed and bound up inside of the house. They recorded her as she begged for help and forced her to pose for pictures. Afterwards, like the 4 children before her, she was sexually assaulted and murdered. Their vicious killing spree came to an end in 1965. Ian Brady had moved in with Hindley and her grandmother. David Smith was Hindley's brother-in-law. He and Brady became close. One night, Smith came to the house for some wine bottles. While waiting for Brady, Smith heard Brady killing Edward Evans. Smith was in complete disbelief. He told Brady he would help remove and hide Evans' body. He didn't want Brady to view him as a liability. Smith went home and told his wife. The awe hadn't completely worn off yet. As nerve-wracking as it was, they knew they had to tell the authorities, so they reported the crime to the police. The couple was arrested on October 7th. Initially, they both insisted they were innocent, but police found a suitcase in a railway station with photographs and other evidence linking Brady and Hindley to Downey's murder. A notebook with the name John Kilbride written on it was also found during a search of the house. Another thing found during the search were photos of Brady and Hindley together at the Saddleworth Moor. Police searched the area and found both Downey and Kilbride's bodies. Brady and Hindley were charged with 3 counts of murder. They were both found guilty. They received multiple life sentences for the Moores murders. In 1970, Hindley broke off all contact with Brady, and in 1987, she admitted to her involvement in the murders. In 1998, Hindley came clean about the abuse she had suffered while dating Brady. She wanted people to understand how she got involved and why she was involved with him. She said he used to regularly threaten her and her family. A psychological assessment of Hindley released to England's National Archive revealed that she felt a higher degree of responsibility than her partner because she said she knew better than Brady did. Myra Hindley died in 2002 of respiratory failure. She was 60 years old. Thank you so much for watching, and a very special thank you to my Patreon Super Horror family. My computer's RAM started acting up today, and I wasn't able to render things that I'd animated. It was nice to not have to worry about how I was going to replace it. I went, got the new RAM, and now the video's up. You guys really carried the channel today. Thank you so much. If you are listening to this and are not a Patreon yet, $1 a month in the tip jar lets you watch a special Patreon exclusive video every month and helps insulate the channel from normal wear and tear. And of course, it's appreciated by me. For immediate access, please visit patreon.com/superhorrorshow.